Hey, they've been flooding back in since the government mandated break and over that break as well, so we should get into some power moves.
What do you got?
From Samuel Lehman, university lecture-based power move for all those returning to uni. Before you're about to walk into a lecture, ask someone to save a seat for you while you go to the toilet or fill up a bottle of water. When you eventually enter the lecture, sit somewhere else.
Real classic. Real handy for the time of year. Ando, from Brett. Power move. When you're in a group, single out your target by asking them if they want to do something, but always add, given your history. Though it's completely nonsensical, the group will become immediately suspicious, i.e., Bill, do you want to drive separately, given your history? Or, Gary, you sure you want to sit that close to the wall switch, given your history?
Really, really good. Really good. This is from Anya. If you get a chance on someone else's phone, change their text replacement settings so that when they type your name, it automatically corrects to something like the absolute legend, Andy, my very best friend, Andy, or even the hottest bastard alive, Andy. When they go to text someone and don't notice, it'll look like they worship you.
Right. This comes in from Jack Clark. Whenever you answer a personal phone call or any phone call at work, and excuse this, I think you've got to excuse yourself from the room. When you return and your co-workers ask what the call was about, or even if they don't, always say, sorry about that, it was a recruitment agency. This will leave them with the impression that you are in high demand.
I like it. Zach Brooks sends this one in. Ahoy to Zach. This one's pretty specific, but immediately asserts your dominance as someone in power. If there's ever a crime scene taped off and it's being investigated, simply cross over the tape and say, so what do we have here?
You sure you're a detective, mate? It's just you wearing rusty board shorts and thongs. I didn't have time to change. Ando from Finn O'Connor. Hey, boys, here's a power move exclusively for meeting a celebrity. Also, you need to have a mate around. When meeting the person of notoriety, get excited and inform them that your mate here loves them so much that one drunk night they had the celeb's name tattooed on their butt. Watch your mate squirm as he realises he has to roll with it or bare his ass to disprove you. Either way, dominance asserted.
Hey, they're flooding in still, and it's one of the main reasons people listen to this pod, obviously for a light bit of entertainment, but also to be able to get the better of anyone else in social situations through power moves. You want to kick us off?
Ando, have you set up close friends on Instagram? I've never got around to it. I had it suggested a few times. I haven't done it. So this makes sense for people that are using the close friends feature, which I think is you sort of nominate a select, if you follow like 500 people, you might nominate like a select 20-person group. Then you can share stories and stuff to them just for close friends.
Little green outline around it, isn't it? It stays perfect.
Okay,
I'm one of Mike's close friends. Mike does close friends.
Oh, right. Yeah. But I'm not one of mine.
Interesting.
Interesting. Nor am I.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
that's okay.
That
Well, we
sense.
do, he runs a lot of our off-air stuff, so maybe we're more connecting off-air, off Instagram than on. Jack, you'd be able to do this to Mike then.
Okay.
As a close friend. If you see a close friends story and you've just been added to that person's close friends list, this comes in from Alex, by the way. Ahoy, Alex. If you've just been added to this person's close friends list, always start the conversation by replying, hey, can you take me off your close friends list, please?
Great. This one came in from Penny Lack. When meeting up with someone and they've asked where they should meet, simply give them a street address and say you'll meet them out the front there.
Mm-hmm.
Make the address that of an adult entertainment shop and turn up late. They'll be loitering out the front like a perv.
Very good. Very good. We used to have fun side story, side Hame fact, if we can pause for a moment. On the way home from school, my school bus used to, you know that sometimes at the bus stop it has it's got to stop to make up time to get back on schedule. One of the stops to make up time was opposite an adult entertainment store. And there's only two shops, that and a real estate agent's next to each other. And there was a certain type of guy that you could pick a mile away who would seem very interested in the real estate and really give it a good thorough nod and a browse until there was sort of no one else around and then just do a bit of, anyway. Just my favourite game to play as a kid. Okay. Ando.
It's actually a very good shop to have next door to. You'd think it wouldn't be.
No, as a real estate agent, you'd be like,
something in the window. Yeah.
We might move a few houses by people accidentally trying to cover till there's less foot traffic around so they can walk in. Yeah,
I'd imagine,
smart.
That's a smart way of going about it. Okay.
Power move. This comes in from Isaac. Mate at work just asked me to hotspot him for data. I, of course, obliged. Then I noticed he was just scrolling Instagram. When I asked him why he needed my hotspot, he said he just didn't want to use his data for a little bit. He had plenty to spare.
This is from Muzz. He said, my sister did this to me. The power move is thus. He writes, if you're eating, your friend asks you a question, it's commonplace to signal with one finger that you'll quickly finish your mouthful and then you'll answer them straight away.
Yep.
So often it's a finger up and then a bit of hurried chewing, right? Once you've finished and swallowed, instead of responding, just take another bite.
Really good. This comes in from Dom. If you see a shit car listed on Facebook Marketplace, message the seller asking if the car is still available. When they reply yes, reply saying, I'm not surprised.
Hey, people turn to this podcast if they want the upper hand in any social situation. And the community is becoming so strong because we also lend each other power moves to help each other gain dominance.
We're a power move co-op, Ando. Got to move, give a move. Need a move, take a move. That is the way the system is built in the New World Order.
So let's jump into a few more.
I feel like I have a bumper crop of asshole moves this week.
Right.
Like a particularly one. Oh, they're not too brutal, but I'd say there's just 10% more twist of the knife.
I don't think mine are all assholes, but
okay. Well, come to Papa if you want. If you're after, and I've rarely said this before on the podcast, or if ever, if you want that juicy a-hole move.
Kane Rogers writes this in. Ahoy, Kane. He said, ahoy, boys. Got a sandwich-related power move for you. If you're in a situation where you're making sandwiches for yourself and a friend or partner, cut yours the standard half slices, but cut theirs into quarters upon delivery.
Would also work with toast and soldiers in a non-dippy scenario.
That's true.
And this comes in from Dan. When in a work meeting and someone is writing on the whiteboard, if they spell a word wrong, immediately walk up to the whiteboard, grab a red marker and draw a squiggly line under the misspelt word. Then say nothing and sit back down, leaving them to look like quite the fool.
Manual autocorrect.
I do like that.
I really like that. Hey, power move from Tyler Lamb. I have a friend who named his dog after one of our friends' full first name and last name. Now, every time someone brings up the friend, people have to clarify whether it's the dog or him.
Here's another one. This is from Mick Shivers. Simple, but I did promise a-hole moves.
Yes.
When you're in a room with a few people and the person you want to have the power over walks in, instead of saying the well-accepted, well, look what the cat dragged in, say, well, look what the cat shat out.
Like that. Softer one
Because
here
for the first scenario, you're a dead bird, which isn't great. But in the last scenario, you're a cat poo, which is worse.
This is worse. Jack Nielsen, ahoy to you, Jack. Softer one here. When you're doing a quiz and you're the person reading out the questions, before a very obscure question, add the comment, oh, this one's common knowledge. Most times people will stay silent questioning their stupidity before they jump in.
Another classic power move. This is from Lachlan McKinn. When you're on a flight and the person in the seat next to you starts a movie, immediately start the same movie, but fast forward 2 minutes. The person sitting next to you will have no choice but to have their entire movie spoiled by your screen.
Really like that. Really like that. This is from Mishana. Power move for anywhere, any situation, she says. Just ask someone which friend's character they are most like and wait for them to respond with Joey, Phoebe, Rachel, Ross, Monica or Chandler and then say, nah, you're a Gunther.
Good classic. All right, this is, again, I did promise some a-hole moves here. From Tom, power move for haircuts. If you're a gentleman or lady that's got longer hair and has decided it's time for a buzz cut, you're going to shave your head, right? Go in to the barber and ask for a more stylish, complex haircut. At the end, when they say, what do you think? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Just buzz it. This will leave them questioning their work.
They keep coming through thick and fast, and I'm sure a lot of people only listen to this podcast in an effort to gain superiority in social situations through listening and following the rules of power moves. I'd like to point out, before we jump in, that we're discerning when we pick out the ones we read, because some of them simply aren't power moves. And I'll give you an example just so people can compare what is one and what isn't one. I'll give you one that isn't. This came in from Jackson. Got a power move for you. When driving any road with a passenger you don't like, mention that you've seen a crash happen here and then proceed to crash your car.
No.
Some are just strange, and some are just being aggressive.
Yes.
Hey, if you're lining up for ice cream, push everyone else over.
Exactly.
That way you're the only person in the line standing.
Not a power move.
Not a power move.
This one is, though, from Amy. An administrative-based power move. Only works if you're in a family.
That's okay.
When applying for the family Medicare card, place yourself at number 1. Good. Place your infant child at number 2 and your toddler at number 3 and put your husband at 4.
I think my wife's actually done it to me. I'm off the card.
You're off the card?
Yeah, I'm off the card. I'm on my own card. She's 1, 2, and 3 on the family card. And I'm in the kennel. It's a separate card.
Thank you, Amy.
She's got me a beauty. And this comes in from Ben. When at a festival and someone gets on your shoulders to get a better view, at some point then randomly turn around, leaving them facing the crowd rather than the stage. They'll be forced to sit there as the crowd stares up at them, wondering why they're facing the wrong way.
I really like that. From Grace. When you see someone you know, compliment their outfit and say that you like it. When they come back with a thank you, say, yeah, but I love everything.
Rough but good. Ando. Power move. This comes in from Phil. When you're round at a friend's house for dinner, as soon as you finish eating, announce, excuse me, could I use the bathroom? They'll, of course, say yes. Then proceed to go and run yourself a lovely long bath. That's the bathroom.
Yeah. This is from Holly. I think this does qualify as a car power move. Posted the car crash one earlier. If you're ever in the front seat of the car with a big group of people, give someone in the back control of the music.
Okay.
Then about 10 seconds in, turn the volume all the way down, essentially off and say, that's enough of that.
This is a goodie. From Zach. Could be used with your partner at home or a group of workmates.
Okay.
Head to your nearest sports store and purchase a captain's armband as used at most local soccer clubs. Then proceed to whir around the house, allocating yourself the role of captain. If anyone questions this, simply pull out a pre-purchased red card and send them off. It's not something the captain can do, but that's all right.
Haim, there is many advantages to listening to this podcast, but I would say that this is the big one.
This is the big
The main one.
Here we go.
We have power moves and it allows you to get a social advantage in any situation.
And if I may start,
Would love you to.
We love a very specific one, and that's totally allowed. Like, you know, there's obviously general power moves for everyone. Then there are highly specific, like industry specific ones.
Yes.
This is industry specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's for if you're playing an elite sport.
Oh.
So if you are a man or a woman but it has to be a professional sports league. So let's say AFL, for example, where there are known celebrity players.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to be right at the top because,
Yeah.
as you'll see in a second, this only works if it's if you're playing against someone that's like has a high profile.
Mm-hmm.
So during the game, when the umpire tells you to give the ball to an opposition player, pretend to not know who they are. For example, you've got the footy and the umpire has called a free kick and he says, "Hand it back to Buddy Franklin." You say, "Who's that?" I would love if we have anybody at the top level of any sport.
Yep.
I would love it if they.
We've got a lot of AFL players.
We
that
do have a lot of
listen,
AFL
so
players.
Anyone
I'd love
can-
it if someone tried a bit of like, please give it to Paddy Dangerfield. Sorry, who's that? Which number?
Who's Paddy?
Which number is he?
That'd be a tremendous.
Please use numbers. I don't know who the players are.
I just can't wait for us to. There's someone to give away a 50-metre penalty and the crowd going, why? And when we look at the replay,
So delayed.
shrugging, they've been going, who's Buddy Franklin?
As a fan of the podcast. He's stalling with questions.
A 8-coin coin to the first professional player.
to enjoy during your 2 or 3 weeks in the VFL.
Worth it.
As you get busted down for giving away a 50.
Do it when the game's iced. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. This is a real fun 10 goals up fourth quarter move.
From Adam Nasham, asshole power move. When you're on the bus and someone presses the button to get off, shout out, "Sorry, no, not this one."
Far out. And the panic instilled with that move would increase exponentially with age to the target victim. Because that's the kind of thing like, you know.
The bus
an
one
old-
goes straight on past
You know,
this.
an older
Because there's no
person-
way to repress. Once it's
No,
pressed,
no.
it's pressed.
And that's it. And so, but you know, like there is like a certain age you hit on public transport, buses, trains, buses and trams predominantly that have sort of, you know, visible stops coming up where the panic to get to the door is really palpable.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
and so when someone presses the button on the bus and they're like, "Oh, just get out of the way. Like, I don't want to not get off."
Yes.
You cancel that on them. There's laughs aplenty to be had again. And an 8-coin coin for the first pensioner you can bring to us in tears.
No, that doesn't apply.
No.
Doesn't apply.
Ando. Okay, this comes in from Dominic Grant. A previous one from Bailey, by the way. This comes in from Dominic Grant. When having a conversation with someone and they give you a compliment or say something nice in general, hit them with a, that's put you back in my good books. This will create a dynamic where they constantly seek your approval to stay in your good books.
Like it. Really like it. It's a hot day for a power move.
Yeah, this is high voltage.
This is high voltage. Harry Carty. It's a power move for you. You and I, I'm shamed that neither of us have thought to do this because you and I have shared a lot of hotel rooms in the past with little twin bed situation. When you're at a motel or a hotel with a mate and room service comes around asking if you need anything, say, "Yes, I'll grab some new shampoo and Mitch over there needs new sheets."
Very good. This is technical, but I like it. It comes in from Neelan. got a height-based power move for you.
Right.
I'm moderately tall at 187 centimeters, which in brackets he says is 6 foot 1.6 inches.
Yeah, it's moderately.
Because, moderately, totally moderately. He goes, this puts me in the taller than average height bracket. In social situations where people obviously shorter than me claim to be 6 foot, I like to say, really? Because I'm 5'11". This immediately makes them and everyone around them question their judgment. And classically, the more they argue the height, the weaker it looks for them.
Haim, you're a fool if you don't listen to this podcast. Not because we're entertaining, but you're getting behind on life, aren't you?
You are. And it's okay. We can call people fools because they obviously can't hear it.
Yeah.
And if you do listen, though, you gather up these power moves.
Yeah.
You
get the edge.
stride forth into life and you perform at your absolute peak capacity, your highest voltage.
In every social situation. Let's get into another batch.
And all right, this comes in from Nathan. It's another AFL based one.
Lovely.
Now, unfortunately, we had a pro, you have to be playing in the AFL, you have to be playing at the top level for a power move a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. This doesn't work at the top level because it's the part at the end of the game where you do 3 cheers for the other team, which you don't, don't do at the top level. Although, in and of itself, again, for those guys that we know, there are a bunch of AFL players that do listen to the podcast. Love to see that. Love to see that. You beat a team by 100 points, get your huddle, and then go up to the other team and go, and let's have 3 cheers for West Coast. Like, guys, please. Please, you've already beaten us.
We used to do it for hockey.
You have to. I think you do it. I think you do it at every sport until what, state level?
We would change up the way, and different teams would try.
I used to come at uni. Yeah. At uni, I would come hungover on a Saturday morning and watch you play.
Yeah.
Like a good girlfriend. And you would do hip ray, hip ray, hip ray.
So it goes,
Do you know that one, Jack?
No. Melbourne, 3 cheers for Ringwood, hip ray, hip ray, hip ray.
Yeah, you would they would cut a hip out so you don't do hip. Because
the second hip makes it worse, I reckon.
Well, it feels very ye olde. Yeah. Like the second hip, you know what's coming after you do the first hip, so I can see that. But there's no reason to cut out the who. That's a bit stingy.
It felt
Why can't you do hip hooray?
It felt stronger. It felt more like a haka, I suppose.
But
we're not there.
That's not the point. You're meant to be saying congratulations.
No, it feels like you want to leave early. Like you want to get off the ground as soon as possible.
That was my take too, because I didn't play team sports growing up. So this is almost like as a 19-year-old, my first introduction to what the team sports culture is. So I was like, yeah, right. So at the end, you do this really begrudging facsimile of a hip hip parade. You're like, hey, let's pretend to thank the other team. No worries. See you, mate. See you, mate. See you, mate.
The other one we trialled for a while but went back to hip ray, hip ray, hip ray. We went hip, 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 ray, ray, ray.
Bash them.
It's like you're trying to get it even faster.
But it felt better just hip, ray, hip, ray, hip, ray. Oh, I think what we were trying to do...
3H, 3R. We've reduced it to algebra, and that's as fast as we can do it.
It felt like you were trying to do this combat sport, and then you had to say hip, hip, hooray for the other
end.
team. Or the start as well.
Yeah,
so you did both at start and finish, which I thought was overkill.
Well, well, we know it exists, right? We know it exists, and I think it exists right into the upper levels.
Yeah.
Like as adults, you still have to do, 3 cheers to the other team at the end because you are there technically for good sportsmanship. Anyway, this is from Nate. Sorry, long road to get there. But he says, after the other team does 3 cheers for your team, if you're the person that calls out, you call out, all right, and 2 cheers. So it's from the hip ray school. It's to show we're pretending to congratulate you while asserting power.
Love it. This is from Alex. I can't do this. Jack, Hamish, you can do this.
Beard-based.
Not beard-based. Tell me whether you think this would work. If you've organised a play date for your child with a kid of a new friend, you haven't met the parents, and that new parent is dropping the kid off.
Okay, drop and go. Usually kicks in around Traditionally around about, 6, 7 years old.
Before they arrive, rip a page out of the colouring book and colour it in yourself and stick it on the fridge.
That would be a good power move.
When the parent comments, say, no big deal.
Fine. Really good. Ando, this comes in from Meg.
Okay.
When somebody gives you some flowers by way of apology, so a small bunch of flowers, could be a partner, could be a friend. If they're trying to patch something up, as they've given you the flowers, take the flowers over to the sink, unwrap them, and proceed to cut the stems down to about 5 centimetres long. Select only a few of the flowers and pop them in a tiny vase while maintaining the conversation. Do not refer to it in any way and then put them on the table as a pathetic centerpiece.
From Andrew Jones. If you ever caught sleeping at work, simply say, the blood bank told me this would happen. You get an apology and a bit of a well done for donating blood.
What a hero.
Yeah.
Power move. Only works if the target's name isn't Billy.
Okay.
This is for a set of all humans not equal to Billy. Find a person you want to exert power over. Start calling them Billy. When they inevitably correct you and say, that's not their name, i.e. my name's Jack, just hit them back with, no, man, just saying that because everyone calls you Billy. It's short for Silly Billy. What a burn. Hit break.
Haim, there's a lot of advantages to listening to this podcast. Obviously, $1 if you see us in the flesh, but
That's a nice little financial bump.
Yeah. But what will earn you more dollars down the road, teach a man to fish. If he eats for a year, give him a fish, he eats for a day. We give people power moves. So they've
teach a man that he's better than the fish. The sea will surrender its fish out of fear. And that's what we hope to do.
With power moves, you'll get the upper hand in all social situations.
Got one here, Ando. When you're out fishing, tell the ocean you're better than fish. The ocean will give you all its fish. Pretty good.
Instagram power move.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
I ran this one past Beck and she went, oh, that's good. She's more in the world. Lately, I've been noticing a few friends have been pinning photos on their Instagram.
Yep.
Pinning a photo means that it will stay at the top of their grid and be the first picture people see on their profile. I suspect people think that this is a good picture of them. So simply comment, did you mean to pin this?
Right up there with the classic comment that works for any post. You don't have to do this. There is not a post that doesn't work for. This comes in. We have had a bunch of these. And although it didn't come from our Power Moves section, this comes in from David. Said, a little bit behind, guys, just listened to the Chewy Dragee episode. Later that same day, I was enjoying a couple of beers with some mates, and then one of them suggested we do the old Mentos and Diet Coke trip. I was able to ask, do you think it would work with any other Chewy Dragees? Absolutely stunned. They couldn't believe how much I knew about Chewy Dragees. Thank you for helping me pull off a successful power move.
Love it. When making toast in the morning, after making your toast, set the toaster to 5. Your partner will come down, use the toaster and burn their toast so it's inedible. Works especially well when there's only 2 slices of bread left.
And it comes in from Anna. This is a power move done to me by my 4-year-old daughter. She said, it's so simple, I can't believe that you've never had it before. I don't think we have. But it works very well in the grown-up world.
Okay.
When someone's speaking excitedly about something, make eye contact with someone else in the group and say, here we go again. The speaker will feel like their excitement is not only shameful, but also something that's discussed when they're not around.
This one's an office situation or university-based power move. You and I have probably never been in this situation, Ham.
I don't mind. I like having specific ones.
Said we're often when you're part of a multiple presenter presentation.
Yep.
So I think in his office work, there's a larger project going on, and then they'll go, Hamish will talk to this bit, Jack will talk to this bit. Make sure you're not first, but when you get up, say, time to put a bit of razzle dazzle back into this present.
Excellent.
Hey, with so much coming in for this show, we've haven't really been doing our duty with updating people on powerful moves that will allow them to have the upper hand in social situations. We should get to that right now. I'll kick us off if you like.
Yep.
Power move. When getting a haircut and the hairdresser asks what kind of haircut you'd like, point to them in the mirror and say, well, first of all, definitely not anything like that.
I mean, a great reminder of what I think is almost this year's best one. Yeah. Do you remember the shaved head one? If you're going to shave your head anyway, just get a short back and sides and then go, actually, no, just shave it all off.
when they're doing the mirror
After
check.
they show you the mirror. God, that's a good one. Makes me want to shave my head. Ando.
Yep.
Power move. When you've got a tradesperson coming into your home to do some work, ask them to sign a non-disclosure agreement first. This will leave them wondering if you're a significant person or a celebrity.
Sorry, I should have said the first one was from Joel Adler.
And of course, that one there was from Derv.
This one's from Butts Fartley's.
Always good when Butts contributes.
Less, I'm unsure whether that's his real name. Power move. After somebody makes a minor complaint or comment about something annoying, refer to it later as a meltdown. Example, before Hans has another meltdown about it, can we just ensure we put the milk in the fridge?
Really good. I mean, that would be a good share house one. This is another good share house one. Best used in a situation after you've complained loudly about having to do something like late at night, like i.e., oh, God, I've got to go and put the sheets on my bed, or oh, God, now I've got to go and wash up. Then if someone goes, oh, well, do you need a hand with that? Immediately say to them, nah, you just slow me down.
Yes. There was someone in my life that used to, maybe an uncle or someone that used to give me that.
It's a great way to shut down a generous offer.
Yeah. Ham, this is from James. Power move. He said, when filling out patient details, the new doctors or dentists, sometimes there's a field for your name, and sometimes there's a field for what you'd like to be called. Jim instead of James. Write your preferred name as the chosen one. When the reception team come and say, can you let the doctor know that the chosen one is here? The entire waiting room will be very impressed.
Last final one here, Nando. If you are a spectator at a marathon, or a long distance running event, and you're lining the fields and you're cheering for people, instead of cheering for people when they run past, say in the same tone of voice, "Hurry up." This gives the impression that people are bored and they'd like things to get going.
Hey, we haven't done these for a while and they've been piling up, so let's get into them. But one little thing before we do. A lot of people have been taking advantage of Hawgs' gone mad and taking advantage of a Mad Men edition of Power Moves Volume 2. Hamish&AndyCompilations if you want to get it for a crazy price.
It's priced to clear, Ando.
Yeah.
It's approaching cost.
Yes, well and truly. Ben wrote into us and said he's taken advantage. He's loving the book. He also wrote a song to...
Did he really?
Yeah. I think it's been a crisis of conscience for him, the fact that he's been taking advantage of a madman at such a low price.
Yeah.
And he wanted to put it to music.
Do I feel guilty? Do I feel bad? They say I took advantage of a man who's gone completely mad. What a great deal. Couldn't say no. I've learned so many great savings tips from listening to your show. Free popcorn from Hoyts. Ghost out of car parks, trading sushi for autographs. I love saving money as much as I can. Didn't mean to take advantage of a madman. And being called a cheapskate was a part of my plan. Call me common man. I'm so common man. I'm common man.
Oh, good.
He's a madman.
I really like Common Man v Madman. Great build too. Like, Jack, you're very good at writing music.
Thank you.
Musically, that structure was.
Yeah, but it's an existing song, so he didn't make the song.
Is that an existing
Taylor
song?
Swift song.
I take it back a bit. Is that a Taylor Swift song? Because I was like, kid's got talent here. This is a really good build.
Yeah, she's probably one of the best songwriters in the world.
Yeah, I know who she is, Jack. I just haven't heard all her songs. But in itself, Jack, a good power move to explain who Taylor Swift is to someone.
Haim, power move. This one came in from Simon.
Funny, because I was about to go, look, do you think it's J Post level? So you could have stayed there and gone, look, I think a song like that is up to my level.
Yes.
Musically.
Haim, kicking us off.
What's the song? What's the Taylor Swift song?
It's I'm so sick and tired of basically saying if I was a man, I'd get there faster. From
Okay.
Taylor Swift, yeah. I think it's called The Man.
Well, musically, there's a reason it got me.
Not off her new album either. Been around for a while.
Like I said, I don't listen to every Taylor Swift song. I'm well aware of who she is as an artist, a successful person.
One of her biggest songs. The
Again, that's not my priority each day. I
No, but even like just hearing it in a shop or something playing on the radio.
do a lot of online shopping. And only ever listening to the Listener app in my car. Which I know has music available, but I don't listen to those stations.
Yes, fair enough. From Simon Ham, definitely an asshole move. For people who are new to the show, this is the definitive list of moves you can use in social situations to give yourself the upper hand. Sometimes they're harmless. This one certainly isn't. He said, power move, teachers at school assembly power moves. So it's specific for teachers.
Love it.
It's a very specific situation. If one of your teaching colleagues had to change their name after a divorce, in group settings, keep referring to them as their married name and then pretend to catch yourself and say, my mistake.
That'll help them.
Yes. That's, again,
They'll appreciate that.
a-hole.
A-hole move. Another naming-based one, Ando.
Okay.
This comes from Dave. Ahoy, Dave. He said, I work at a large, well-known sporting organisation in Australia. Recently, we had to have some internal promotions amongst current staff. Good bit of background.
Yep.
Because I know, it must be nice. So a lot of people have got job bumps.
Yep.
He said, I have found it both to be very funny and humbling to refer to them as the former role from which they've been promoted.
Love it.
For example, I refer to our new general manager as the former regional manager.
Really like
We should make it like Andy Lee formerly of Take 40 Australia or whatever. Like,
Yes, when I was pressing buttons for Kyle and Jackie O back in the day. Hey, this is from Tom. Killingback is his surname. Power move. Simply text a friend, hey mate, are you free tonight? When they reply, yep, want to catch up? Just write, no thanks, but enjoy your night off.
great one. Power move from Beck Keating. She said, often on the phone you have to spell out a word for someone. Instead of using the typical phonetic alphabet, i.e. A for alpha, B for Bravo, C for Charlie, etc., use the silent alphabet. So that's K for knitting, G for gnome, P for psychology, etc.
Hey, they keep flooding in, so we'll keep giving them to the world. It's power moves. Just quickly, if I may, before we start.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a friend about a power move. Well, I'm not sure if it is a power move, but it's certainly a move I'd love to do at some point in my life. So it might have its own different category. When someone gets up to make a speech and has the notes, and they look down at the notes and then just tear them up.
I mean, that's a power move.
It's a power move, isn't it? Yeah.
That is a great power move.
Yeah. It happens in films a lot. I just think at some point in my life, I want to do that where I pull it out and go,
You know what?
You know what? Nah.
Yeah.
Not doing this.
No. No. And
Or as an audience member, yell, tear up your notes. So request the move from the audience.
Yes.
Go off the cuff. Tear them up.
The
We want
perfect
to hear
time
it.
to do it would be when you haven't planned anything anyway. So just get any old
Take
scrap
a
of
pen.
paper
Yeah.
and then go, no.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was going to say something tonight, but I'm going to go completely off the cuff.
No, feels like
and then
better from
deliver
the
a
heart.
clearly predetermined speech. And what have you got for us?
I'll kick us off with this one. This is for at the pub. This is from Andrea. When you're at the pub, asserting dominance. Approach a group sitting down and ask, is anyone using this chair? When they say no, no one's sitting there, sit down and join the group.
Good one. Really like it. This is from Lily. Power move, if you're in a job where you can work from home some of the time. Email, this is essentially, I think this is a way to deflect attention off your productivity when you're working from home.
Love it.
Email 2 colleagues you know are also working from home that day. So it helps if everyone's full-time and there's like no, are they on, are they off today? Email 2 colleagues who you know are also working full-time and go, hi, I'm emailing you both because I'm not sure, insert colleague one's name here, is working today. That means they they get suspicious about each other if they're working and you can slip away.
I like that.
Scot-free.
This one comes from Matt Hilton from Liverpool in England. He goes, when you're discussing options in a group for anything, and normally a behaviour like where should we go, what should we do?
Yeah.
And someone brings up an idea, hit them straight away with, yeah, well, there's always the obvious option.
Good. And this one comes in from Henry. Power move for when someone's doing a crossword, okay? If you're near someone doing a crossword puzzle, lean over, look at their page and loudly say, 3-letter word for an automobile with 4 wheels. That's easy, it's a car. Thus making your victim seem incapable of solving even the easiest of clues.
I love it. Might be tough to beat, but I'm going to throw one from Eloise
go.
here. She got this from first-hand experience.
Great.
During a conversation with any person, excluding bald people, squint your eyes, focus on their hair, then say, I recommend washing your hair with shampoo twice through. Once might not be enough.
That's good. I mean, any guy in their 30s just starts getting there's sensitivity.
Yeah.
Any advice given will just be immediately taken to heart by any guy. That's good.